Hello and welcome back. We are here playing Syria and Victoria 3. Last episode we did our starting steps, which featured declaring war on the Ottomans in kind of a gamey fashion because we cared about strategic regions. See, the Arabia strategic region is just chock full of great powers who are going to stick their finger in your pie. And we knew we were going to have to fight the Ottomans because the Ottomans will declare on you to get their Syrian land back. And if they declare war on you, the war is in Arabia, see? If you declare war on them, you can have it in Anatolia, which is a lot more favorable in terms of who has an interest in the region. This is the most pronounced effect I've ever seen insofar as it relates to, you know, starting a war in a specific region, making a huge difference who's going to be in on the war. We are trying to avoid getting clapped by the likes of Great Britain, Austria, and France, these types of things. And so this is what we have done, and we have declared war on them twice now, and we are about to declare war on them again as soon as the truce is up, just so they don't declare war on us, because if they declare war on us, we're going to have a bad time. Another major feature here is we also have a trade agreement here with Russia, and since our standard of living is so low that we would not even siphon off pops from Russia, I think the trade agreement is probably a little bit better for us than being inside their market, for the time being at least. And what we will do is we will largely want to import, inputs from them and then export consumer goods to them. We are importing our guns from them. That still needs to ramp up a little bit, but let's try and, import a little bit more in terms of I think we're already importing wood from them. Can we import anything else from them? We started importing grain from them, which is going to be huge. I expect our standard of living to actually rise quite a bit. I think this is on the back of some of that. Let's see. Where are we getting our dyes? We're importing it from the British. All right, let's just have a go. Let's go down to speed 4. Look to play a little bit slower. We have already ramped up the military in anticipation of this truce going defunct in a little bit, and what we have done is we have swapped back and forth between upping the military and then putting the military down. We will turn on dye workshops and craft and sewing everywhere and crystallized glass everywhere. Guess we didn't really take a look at Azernum's buildings too much. We just already had that and we didn't notice. Yikes. Okay, fair enough. I don't think we want to. We have really, really cheap labor, so I don't think at this point we want to swap to a labor-saving PM in general. We've also made sure to, be secular. We are trying to empower the Intelligentsia, and the Industrialists with hopes that they can maybe win an election. We want these interest groups to be powerful so we can push through reforms. Right now, they're not particularly powerful. Ooh, we get... So the biggest thing we want to pass is abolishing serfdom, because then we can use the Corn Laws event chain to get a liberal market leader for our landowner. And so we will go for this right away. We have a 35% success chance. Very nice to be getting this as a movement. We have 35% success chance. This is going to be a really, really nice one if we can get it through. I don't think this is going to provoke a revolution. Yeah, they're just neutral with us. All these guys are happy with us now, which is pretty nice. But importantly, once we do that, we will be able to use the Corn Laws to get a landowner who has the interest group not traditionalist, but instead market liberal, which will be very nice. So I believe we did also activate a strategic region up in here. So let's start a colony in La Plata. And we also get lucky with where the colony gets placed. It is adjacent to Argentina, so we can puppet Argentina later at some point. As long as Great Britain doesn't stick their finger in our pie, which they are liable to do because they have an interest in the region. They have a native interest in the La Plata region because they have the Falkland Islands. It's the Falkland Islands, everybody. It's the Falcon Catalina Winemaster. Okay, so this is kind of what's going on. We are also trying to build tall specifically in the capital. We are getting some pains in regards to input shortages. Let's see if we can resolve that with Russia. Can we import from you? We cannot import lead from Russia. We are producing lead ourselves. So what we can do is we can just expand it. So we'll kick that to the front of the queue. Actually, we can just switch to condensing pump. This will probably be good enough on its own. We'll kick this to the back of the queue. We'll make sure we have condensing pump on everything. I think we had just gotten this while we were in the middle of other stuff. So we will swap all our PMs kind of over the way we think we should have them. Those aren't profitable. But these will be nice. gonna swap both of these and then back and back. Fishing wharves, I think, can all be on trawlers. The problem is, yeah, we'll just swap all, or actually, we're gonna put them all on trawlers, and then we're gonna make sure we have an import route for clippers from the Russians, and hopefully this ticks up a little bit. I don't think we have a region through which we can, you know, we have a bonus to that. No, we don't. So we will not implement that yet. But we do want to start another fight with them. And almost up here is our truce, which is why we have ramped up the military to use the latest and greatest PMs that we can. Hopefully, let's see if Kebab is still on their not so good tech, which is going to be kind of an important feature of this war. See, they're starting to ramp up their tech. They're not on the like nothing burger tech anymore. So we do have to be a little bit careful. But Russia is very likely to want to help us because they're both protective and amicable. We can almost join their customs union. We could, I think, if we owed them an obligation. But we don't want to owe them an obligation because then they'll pull us in and protectorate us. We don't mind owing them an obligation now because if they pull us into the customs union, we'd actually quite like that, which is what they'll do with the first obligation, but the second will be turning us into a protectorate. We don't want that. Serfdom abolished. Oop, we get plus 15%. That's a nice roll. And we can now declare war on the Ottomans. So first of all, we're going to take a save here. Normally we try and avoid the save, the save and possibly reloading type of play, but Syria has been one of the trickier starts, and so I'm more okay with it. And the reason it's been trickier is because it's really dependent on who joins what war, and this is something really outside the player's control, and I don't, it doesn't seem like there's a really good way around this. And what we want to do is we want to declare a war, and we don't really care what territory we get, to be honest, too much, because we really want to release Iraq here, and we can't have that as the primary war goal. So I'm trying to think of what we could take that would be the most productive. Taking these first two provinces was really important so that we would have a border with Russia, because this allows us to get trade agreements and into their market much easier, this sort of thing. I see we're floating some extra authority, so we'll put in a consumption tax as we have a bit of a think. Luxury clothes are pretty good. We'll put in tea. But so we could just continue on our way, take Ankara. Ankara doesn't have a lot of resources, it has a lot of pop. It's kind of not exactly the type of country we would want to take. Trabzon is much more appealing. We might take Trabzon here. They do have iron. This is fairly good. I think this is kind of one of the better places they have, actually. I mean, we could just straight up go for the capital. I don't think we want to do that. Now, we could try and think more longer term, you know, do we want part of our market adjacent to, like, Austria, this type of thing, in which case we could try and stake into Bosnia. We could also think about, I think, no, Tripoli, it looks like, okay, they're in the Ottoman market. We can't declare a play against them. Oh, we don't have an interest in North Africa, so we can't do this. For them, I think we might just try and take Trabzon here. And we are declaring war on the Ottomans largely so they can't declare war on us. If we declare for Trabzon, the war will be in the Anatolia region, which means a bunch of people can't pile on us. This will incur 30 infamy, so I'm glad we saved beforehand. Okay, unfortunately Great Britain has declared an interest in this region. So, we're going to see if Great Britain's at war with anyone. They are involved in a play, they are involved in a war, so they are less likely to join against us. But this is not ideal. I think we just go for Trabzon and we hope and pray. And hopefully we can get Russia to help us out again. I think there's increasingly less that we can offer them. So we will do this, and we might have to load depending on how things look. It looks like we can get a sway off on Russia. We'll see what they want. And they have so many return state CBs on us that we really have to just be very careful. We're going to mobilize and advance with both of these guys, I think. Just because we want to be ready. And then we will try and sway Russia. We could offer them an obligation, which they will use to pull us into the market, hopefully. So this is fantastic. And then as the other parts, we will add release Iraq. And war reparations. We're really hoping that the UK does not side against us, although I do think we win that with Russia's help. But it won't be a very comfortable war. It'll be quite a painful war, I think. But once we finish up this war, we can go back in here and turn down these PMs and focus on construction. This way we won't be hemorrhaging a ton of money. Also, once we get serfdom abolished, we really will turn quite a bit of corner because we are developing an investment pool, but we can't spend it really unless we're building rural stuff, which we're just trying to avoid doing anyways. And so, once we get serfdom abolished, we'll be able to switch to Laissez, Faire, which will support buying all the construction goods we want. We're paying 12k in construction goods right now, and so we'll also get a much better investment pool transfer. All of this will start looking much better once we get Laissez, Faire, and so, yeah. You are having trouble employing. Do we have qualifications problems? We do have qualifications problems in the capital, so we will build a uni to help solve that problem. Now, what did we finish? I think it was canneries, so we're going to go mechanized workshop, which is a very nice tech. We might switch this guy to defend. Well, he is an experienced offensive planner. We can switch this guy to defend. He is losing on this front, generally. The Ottomans are very likely to just back down. Ooh, they're not so likely to back down. Wait, why is Russia not going to help? What are you doing here, Russia? This might be in a little bit of an awkward spot. So we will put in another couple import routes to try and solve this shortage, which won't fix everything immediately, but it'll help. I guess we're gonna go Austria now, because getting into Austria's market would also be okay, and they seem to have an interest in the region. But that will help to make our guys a lot better. This is not, in fact, how we drew it up. This is not the bee's knees. Once this finishes, we will increase the other one. Or we'll increase this up to 20. But Russia is not offering a lot of help this time. So we will up that to 20. Hope we get a little bit of recruitment on. Hope that they move some of their bigger guys to the Russian front. Russia's only mobilized 25 battalions for this, which is a bit unfortunate. Not sure why they haven't mobilized more. Yeah, I really don't know why they haven't mobilized more to help us out here. This is kind of a bit of a strange thing. Also, high variance. So we might be taking a reload here, just off the back of, this is not the war we were expecting. Very much so not the case. We get abolished serfdom. So now what we will do is we need to export grain to someone and encourage the export of grain in order to provoke corn laws. But I'm thinking we're probably just going to reload, because we just get, this war is just, we're just going to get bricked on this war. They have way more battalions because Russia just chose not to mobilize anything. Yeah, a little bit annoying. We're just going to take a load and hope we don't get a war down in there. Yeah, I don't know. But this is kind of what I'm talking about with things just being wildly inconsistent. And so we will just not start a war and just pay for this military for a while? I don't know. Unfortunately, Great Britain is belligerent. And we really either need to have a bigger military or a smaller military here. So we are kind of at an interesting inflection point. The military either needs to be much bigger or much smaller. We either need to be strong enough to fight the Ottomans, or we just need to rely on the fact that hopefully Russia helps us. We could become a protectorate of Austria. Austria is protective. I mean, all these countries are protective. Maybe we can go in on Nejd. You know, vassalize them instead. It's more consistent with the run. This gives us land access to a lot of these guys. Not all of them, because... Or actually, it just gives us land access to Bahrain. But they are likely to back down here. If it's just us versus them, at least, they are likely to back down. I don't think we'll mobilize, because I think we have the 75 Fearful. And it looks like a lot of countries are willing to sway to our side in case we get a weird type of joining. And, importantly, the Ottomans might join against us, which is not them declaring war on us. So this is kind of what we're trying to provoke. We're trying to provoke the Ottomans joining on the enemy side, and thus then us... you know, convincing some people to join on our side, and we'll see how this goes. This might end up being a weird big slog fest depending on who joins on their side, which could be someone like Austria, and now we would have to, you know, offer an obligation to maybe France, let's say, could offer an obligation to Russia. Russia, we're more likely to try and get their help later on, I think. So I think we offer to France. Unfortunately, if France joins, then Great Britain's likely to join against us. This is a consideration, but we are the only ones with a front here, and so it's likely we can do this even without France, but we'll try and get France in on it, because we would rather they just back down. It looks like they're unlikely to back down, so we'll mobilize. Great Britain sides with Nejd. So this is exactly what I was talking about, and we will... Well, what can we offer you? So, in this situation, if we get them to swap over, I think that we won't have to give up this treaty port. So we will try and get Austria to swap. And we won't have to give anything, except for we will have to give the obligation. Well, it looks like Austria joined and then left. And so they're quite likely to back down here with the -90 modifier. Sorry, I was just concerned with other things. We're going to go mechanized workshops again. And we are paying for this military, so we kind of have to use it, is the thing. But it's just such an awkward spot. We can't afford a larger military that we would need to be able to 1v1 the Ottomans. We do have a lot of people... unfortunately, this guy's now switched to being cold. Let's try and improve relations with them. And improve relations with Great Britain. Great Britain's no longer belligerent, which is very good for us. Which means we can do a little naughty up in here. Expecting them to back down at any moment here. And we owe an obligation to France now, and Nejd becomes our puppet, which means now we cannot delete our military. So now things have changed a little bit, because if we delete our military, we will no longer be an unrecognized regional power, and we have to stay at least one rank above Nejd, otherwise they will auto-release. So we have to keep the military up now. So this is the new soup that we're swimming in, but it looks like this Liberal Party's coming along quite nicely. Now that serfdom's been abolished, what we are going to do is we're going to provoke the Corn Laws. So we will go to Hejaz, or just let's find a country who is adjacent to us. Bahrain. And we are going to export to Bahrain. We are going to export some grain to Bahrain. It's a small country, so we won't export too much, but then we will go to trade routes, and we will prioritize exports, except we have to click on our market. And we will prioritize, this is unproductive, so we'll delete it. And we will prioritize exports, which will provoke the corn law. Should provoke the corn laws. So we get the corn laws, which is going to give, it's a ticking thing, which is going to give us a bunch of events. One of those events is getting a market liberal landowner, which is going to be huge for us. Why are we making so much money, the hell? I'm so confused. Oh, this finally our trade routes increased. Oh, we're not constructing. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll be the thing that makes us make a ton of money. Okay, man, we're having a hard time here. We're gonna go for a uni because one of our problems is actually qualifications. I think that this is largely because of slavery. So it looks like these labor-saving PMs will be good just because you don't have enough people with qualifications. So let's go in here. And let's do some of the... Let's turn on some labor-saving stuff. In general. And then... Gas streetlights is probably fine as well. But these actually make money because we are having a bit of a labor problem. It will partially get solved when we go that, and we will also go textile mills. Because these will be really nice once we finish mechanized workshop, and we will also click these on auto expand. This is on auto expand. Okay, so this is taking off. But importantly, we're going to get these corn law events, which are going to be fantastic for us. Can we make this more legitimate? No, not really. These, yeah, everything's having a hard time employing. Despite us having peasants. So we will try and not make the aristocrats super strong while doing this, but no promises. Bahrain's importing a bit from us. Would not mind vassalizing Bahrain as well. We are going to try and make sure that we are decaying as much as possible. So vassalizing Bahrain would be a way to do this. We don't want Great Britain to stick their finger in our pie. We could also vassalize... Oh, we can't vassalize them because we're unrecognized. Got it. Fair enough. So we can try and vassalize Bahrain here. We could also just straight up conquer the state. I think I like... Well... I think I like vassalizing more. The problem is we really want to declare war on the likes of Hijaz. We're going to have to damage relations with them to do this. Really wish we could start a productive war with them. But as we saw earlier, it did not quite work out. Let's just try and vassalize Bahrain. But before we do this, the classic of the Syria run is we are just going to save. Because when we go to vassalize, it's like rolling the dice here. And if great powers join against us, we get clapped. And if we get the situation where Ottomans and great powers join against us, they can demand up to like 3 provinces from us, which is like... That's not a vibe, yo. So we will push in here and try and vassalize them. And we will take a look. A new leader for our age. So this is what I'm talking about. The modern conservative. Let's do a quick... screen cap of this, and then we're going to talk about it. So what this will do is it will swap over our landowners guy. Currently, he's a traditionalist. New leader for the age, market liberal now, who supports laissez-faire and free trade. So now, it's very, very easy for us to go laissez-faire. It's very, very easy for us to go free trade. So we're going to go laissez-faire first because it's much better. And we will stop doing this nonsense, and we will protect domestic supply of grain. And we'll protect domestic supply of wood as well. Although we're going to go free trade, so this is not going to be a long-term thing. And corn laws get completed. End of the corn laws. Let the grain trade begin. People become more loyalist. And most importantly, we have our market liberal guy who's going to allow us to pass this through, which normally the landowners oppose pretty vehemently. Let's take a look at who likes us. We don't like that they're wary because we were involved on the other side of the play with them. We would really like Great Britain to have a positive type of attitude towards us. This would go a long way. Bahrain yields. Hot diggity. And so now what we want to think about is, okay, we're losing money right now, but we are about to get laissez-faire, at which point I think we'll be making quite a bit of money. And so we could start thinking about other things. I know other things isn't that specific, but we can start considering, you know, expanding the Navy so that we can actually land people. Navy is going to be something that needs to be developed slowly over time. And I guess Navy is what I'm thinking of when I say other things. Are we importing paper? It's still really expensive. I think maybe we want to solve the paper problem ourselves. So we will also make a paper mill in the back here. Because paper is really expensive anyways. Even though we're trying to, you know, stack up economies of scale bonuses, I think it's... Alright, we don't mind the trade unionist guy dying, although generally we like him. And this traditionalist guy, we should stop them from fighting, or we should stop it. They will decrease in popularity, and this is fine for us. Actually, no, I should have let them fight. Oh well. Bahrain's damaging relations with us, unfortunate. Trucal states is a subject of Great Britain, so we cannot vassalize them very easily. But we might try and go over to Hijaz next. We do have to decay our relationship with Egypt in order to do that, and we can't really 1v1 Egypt at this point. Egypt actually generally has a really strong military. They pay a lot for this, so they have power projection of 288. We have a power projection of 123. I suppose we will build into this military that we've kind of built for ourselves. A politician died. Please don't be the freaking landowner. Okay. That would not be it. Now we have an abolitionist. I guess having double abolitionists is fine with us because we will get rid of slavery and open the borders once we can get the liberals into power, which is going to be kind of soon here, I think. I think we're kind of kicking off quite a bit here with our... manufactories here. Hopefully the qualifications problem is in part solved by you know, the present. Ooh, we gotta swap these PMs over by this uni here. Do you think we have to select secular? Yeah, we do. Which will also help to empower the Intelligentsia. We get the Free Trade Party. Not what we wanted exactly. Oh, exactly what we wanted, actually. These guys are going to just get crushed in the election. In fact, it makes their government really unacceptable as is, but let's see if we can swap them out. Nope, so we have to wait until the election, but they are probably going to get clapped in the election. Yeah. Wait, what? The Free Trade Party is winning. Somehow ahead of the Liberal Party. That's not ideal. We really want the Liberal Party to be able to win here so we can take the landowners out of government and put the Liberal Party in and pass all the reforms we want. A bit unfortunate. So people want to preserve agrarianism, but they're just wrong. Prince intervenes. We will take this enactment chance. We really want to get this through. And the landowners lost a ton of clout since the last election, actually. So while it looked like it was going to be super easy for us to pass the law, now it's starting to get a little bit harder. So we will take what we can in that regard. Looks like Kebab's not declaring on us, which is a little bit surprising. Get a Bahraini revolution on us. I'm gonna take a look at our tech and see where we are in terms of mill tech. I think skirmish infantry might be a point where we turn a little bit of a corner. We're pretty... We could go skirmish infantry manually ourselves. Maybe we'll do this. I think we want boom booms. We can't build boom booms yet. Do you think going motor industry soon? Actually, let's take a look here because we got to check the infrastructure. I think after mechanized workshops, we will be going railroads. I think we will be needing it. The silk is on auto production, and so it is putting itself into the queue here. I think I will continue expanding the textile mills. They are not the most profitable, but they will look really good after, you know, we finish up on this mechanized workshop, so they'll get much better. Alright, nobody joins against us randomly, so we're not having like this weird spot. People just kind of keep to themselves, which is ideal. We have 3 great powers protective, so this is nice. Of course, people are much less likely to join on our revolutions. I think now that we're making money, and we are going to swap to Laissez, Faire soon, I think I want to get a little bit ahead of things and get a level 5 naval base. The Free Trade Party does win. Unfortunately, the landowners are going to be in government again. But we can reform the government. Can we do this? Nope. So I guess we will be leaving this as is, unless we want to put... Well, putting the conservatives in, this will give us a little bit better. And then what we can do is we can actually lower taxes, because taxes are real high right now. And if we lower taxes, we can get to the next tier of approval. I think I like this. We have to lower taxes twice. That's kind of a yikes. I mean, this will increase consumption. Here, we're going to keep taxes high for a hot minute, but we're going to keep that in the back of our mind that we can do that. As we start to make more money, we're going to switch to doing that. Now, you are having a problem there. I think what we will need to do is we'll need to make shipyards as well to solve this. And let's make them ahead of the naval base. Naval bases. Bahrain is full occupied, so we can start puppeting the rest of these guys too. Once we have a little bit of a navy, which will allow us to land them. Currently, we cannot land anyone, so we can't like declare war to puppet these guys. Opposition puts forth demands. We will acquiesce. We will still be hyper loyal with the Industrialists even after acquiescing. Really just want to push this through as well. Standard of living is creeping up, so now we can consider joining their market as something we would want to do. Who's custom? Wait a second. How did we get inside of a customs union? Syria is not part of a customs union. Oh, we have to not have our own custom market? Wait, what customs union are we a part of? We are our own market with 2 subjects. Why can't we join? Pretty sure we're supposed to be able to join. Oh, well, I guess we're our own customs union then. That's unfortunate. I guess we should have been conquering Nejd and the other ones. Oh well. It is what it is. Okay, so that changes things. That means we will have to... I was expecting to do a lot of our stuff ourselves, or not having... I was expecting to, or hoping to eventually do that. We will want to import this. I guess the Austrians is fine for an import. And then we will go in here and we will make some furniture ourselves. Okay. We're not using fertilizer everywhere. Well, that's a mistake, right? No, it's not. I think we're gonna see if we incur any bonuses or penalties as a result of this. Nope, so we'll just take that. Try and work on decreasing the radicals a little bit. I really thought when we had vassals we could join someone else's market. This is a little bit annoying. But I suppose it means we can work to try and pull people into our market. We can try and diplo annex some of these guys as well. This is, you know... The thing is, it's just so cheap to just vassalize them in terms of the infamy. But we just have to worry about all these cats coming and clapping us. Hijaz would give us a land access route, but maybe we don't want to do that. We can, oh, we cannot, I think that we actually don't want to go after Hijaz, considering we cannot puppet them straight away. We have to either release them from Egypt or make them inside of our market the way it's inside Egypt's market. We get Laissez, Faire. Looks like Austria is going to join against us in one of those wars, no matter what. We will switch to free trade. And we have a movement for guaranteed libs, which is nice. And look at this change. We are having now a huge investment pool transfer. We have to remember that the amount of money we're making is this number plus this number, so we're making around 5k, but it's going to take a while to drain that pool. So in the meantime, we can increase construction. Laissez Faire is a big, big one to get. Yeah, we do want to get Austria to like us. We cannot improve relations with them. We cannot join their customs union because we are part of a customs union. I guess, yeah, we should have just annexed them in them. I guess I'm getting a little cute vassalizing them, so we will probably want to damage relations and annex them as soon as possible. And annex some of these other guys in terms of forming Arabia. Speaking of forming Arabia, let's see if... Ooh, so... we're gonna want to incorporate these states, these boyos, so we will put in government administration. Also, let's see if we have any... Nope, we don't have any regions that are needing stuff. Cool. And we'll put this ahead of all the shipyards. Although we do want to get started on those. We're at about a break-even point, but we have 330k to go through. So we are going to add one more construction center. And then we're going to take a look at our market. Okay, so we have cheap Cheap booze. Some of the stuff we want cheap. Can we export it? I guess we could. Oop. I guess we also need to... Well, we might want to start building a little bit of industry in other places. So I guess we're going to go Syria here. Now, Syria's already got some stuff. So here we are going to make food industries. We'll set them on auto expand and we'll fix up their PMs. And here we might click this to auto expand as well. That's coming along good. Free trade will also be really good. And we are getting these on the back of the landowners being a market liberal, and it's also, importantly, making the landowners hyper loyal to us, which is just very, very nice, because it means we can pass a bunch more reforms through them without them getting mad, which is also going to be good. Also, the fact that they're market liberal means they're not something like more annoying, like they're not just randomly a traditionalist, and so we're going to get stuff like total separation and all this other stuff better, more easily. We will go for banning slavery after we get free trade here. Probably. We could do guaranteed libs as well. We'll see exactly how things look. Indefensible extortion, that sounds not good. Well, we don't want them to get more pop attraction, so we'll just do this. Could swap these off of fishing trawlers, but we're about to finish our thing. Which I think we want to set to military shipbuilding. Cannot do reinforced wooden ships, but we can do military shipbuilding. It's going to be nice. Also, once we finish the bureaucracy, we are going to be able to incorporate some of these states. Let's take a look at Russia. I hate that we can't join their market when we have a subject, so that's something to keep in mind in general. We'll go railways now. And we will swap over the PMs to the hyper-efficient ones. Oh, baby. Now, why is it saying make less money? It makes more clothes. We'll have to export clothes, it looks like. We'll also go mechanized. And we'll do precision tools, which we'll need to solve the hardwood problem when it comes up. And then this should depress the price of... Well, this should increase because we have a trade route coming in. And we will need to... It will depress the price of clothes. So let's export the clothes to the Russian market. Because it costs us no convoys to do that export route, which will prop up these being fully employed, hopefully. Hopefully. We also are going to want to colonize somewhere that is going to allow us to make dyes. Which is going to be a big one. I think we'll put a port in here. It will be a cargo port after that. I think we kind of are ready to vassalize them. Great Britain's cordial, but they're cautious. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a save. This is probably going to be the last time we do this. With the anticipation that if Great Britain joins against us with Argentina, we will take a load. But we will be... It doesn't say it's likely that they join. But we will do this. Since we have a front with them, which is a big part of why we made this over here to begin with, we will do this, and if we accomplish this, this will free up our declared interest that we can put somewhere else, where we're kind of thinking Klebs for the dyes, or Hokkaido, because Hokkaido's great. And we will take it on pause. And just pray. Come on, you're just worried. You're fearful, likely to back down, so this is nice. Argentina will be a big vassal, so this will be nice. Will help prop us up, will send us money, this sort of thing. And we did finish the thing, so we will add... I guess this place looks a little bit more profitable, so we'll incorporate here, and Argentina backs down. Spectacular. So they're paying us money now, and they are a little bit of a vassal. Industry suffers. We're not going to take that. We'll just take the minus enactment chance. A little bit unfortunate. But now that we have a vassal there, we can go in diplomacy, we can declare interests, and we can declare in Hokkaido, and colonize Hokkaido. Hokkaido also has sulfur, if I'm not mistaken, which is nice. It will be nice that we have that in the market. And now we will leave this colony to be for a little while. Or it'll actually keep expanding because we have an interest in the region. We have a native interest. Now, Nejd. How long do we have on our truce? To 52. Okay. We will incorporate these guys as quickly as possible, knowing what we know now. Let's go to recruit an admiral. I'm gonna prefer the armed forces, boyo. And we get our interest there. And so let's establish a colony in Hokkaido. And we will add the port. We kind of need more convoys anyways to increase our trade route levels, especially the ones for dyes. And this will also connect to the market. After this, we can expand sulfur mines here, which will be quite nice. Not directly after, I don't think we want to do, but at some point after. We also have a lot of... Let's see what we are running. Ah, yes. We have to solve the hardwood problems. So, we will... First of all, we'll import some from Russia. And eventually we'll swap our wood production over to hardwood. Actually, why don't we swap it over in the capital, which will be half of our wood output, but not all of it. Which will make these very profitable. Furniture manufactories. You guys are all employed. You're still having qualifications problems. You need more engineers. The university should be helping a little bit with that. But we also can help with education. Notably, they can't get education access because the standard of living is so low. This is like the first time I think I've ever had a problem with qualifications. Or it's been a hot minute since I've had qualifications problems. Big part of that is our standard of living being depressed for so long. But it's coming up now. Let's see, let's take a look at what events we can get. We can urbanize Syria, central archives, farms, factories. We can no longer get the... Yeah, okay. Can no longer get the one from having level 5. What's it called? Unity? But we probably wouldn't want a level 5 Unity either way. Yeah, so our investment pool is fully drained now, so this is where we're at. We have free trade, which is going to help make all of our businesses a lot more profitable. Let's take a look at our trade routes. Are any not making money? Unproductive. These are unproductive. I guess we'll stop this trade route then. We do need the dyes coming in. I don't know how else we would have dyes in our market, right? So there's that. We will want to start producing engines at some point. We don't need to standardize the filing system. Or actually, we will in here. That way we can afford to incorporate this guy as well. Perfect. So now we will have incorporated everything. And these are all kind of profitable. The shipyards are employing... Let's see if we're running a shortage in anything, and we'll probably handle that. I guess we want to build our own arms industries local as well. It looks like we will not be decreasing the military again this run, seeing as the way things have played out. Let's take a look at our infamy. It's just 10, so we could also go look to puppet Chile as well here. Or not. We need to up our status a little bit. Ottomans are embargoing Egypt. We get Bone China, which is more profitable, but it will take a ton of dyes, so this will throttle our market in the short term. I think we do that once we're producing dyes ourselves, but we'll swap up on the paper bleaching. Maybe we could take this off of Egypt. You know, fix the border gore, take Adana. And also break up Egypt a little bit so that we can vassalize them later. And this again will be in this region. I think... Let's see who they have allies with or who likes them. They're cooperative with us. Don't really need to make them mad. But this would make the borders look nice. We could also try again for the Ottomans. You know, to take, like, Trabzon or something. I think this is going to be kind of expensive. We could just open their market. Maybe we're done with the Ottoman wars, though. Just try and focus in on this stuff, this business. I guess we can liberate, but the problem is we'd rather the war, primary war goal be in this region, I think, than over here. Maybe? See, Austria's cautious, protective, protective, cautious. These are the 4 big players that can stick their finger in our pie. Ooh, starting to hemorrhage a lot of money here. Can we make the construction goods cheaper is, I guess, one of the questions we can ask ourselves. So let's take a look at... our biggest one is going to be iron. Can we import iron? No, we cannot. We are already making it real cheap here, and people are importing it from us, in fact. I guess, well, here's what we'll do. For starters, we will put all the iron mines on auto expand. And we'll see if we can... Yeah, we'll add one in Hokkaido. Along with the sulfur mine. And we'll set the sulfur mine on auto expand and condensing engine pump. Of course, we'll do this. Quasmid State is now no longer... We can try and puppet them. Oh no, wait, we gotta damage relations with them. We can no longer rival them. We can go after these guys now that we have... Well, I don't think one ship is enough to land some of these guys. The problem is Austria is virtually guaranteed to come in against us. But we don't have a front there. Austria can't land us very easily, I don't think. I think we could resist a landing from Austria. And I think we can land Mahara. Maybe not with just one... This one boyo. Might have to decrease construction here. Given that we cannot ramp up taxes at all either to offset the fact that we're losing money. But I also think that this arms industry will help quite a bit. So... Yeah. Still having qualifications problems here. Oh, did we pass free trade? Okay, we did. So we can try and get rid of slavery now? No, we don't have a movement for slavery. We have to get the liberals in government. I think they win the next election, but man, this is a bit of a shellacking. You know, we can't do any of this action. Our kingdom for Beijing, which would help a lot on this front. Alright, what do we need next? Well, we can't do tier 3 tech. I suppose we could go general staff. Percussion cap is nice because you get rifling, actually. So maybe we do that. I think we like egalitarianism though. Yeah, let's do egalitarianism. also set the Hokkaido mine to auto expand. Oh, it is. Still don't need the railroads yet, but it's nice to have them for when we need them. I mean, there should be a demand for transportation, so maybe we could just build them anyways. Let's take a look here. So it would be a labor-saving thing. Maybe we'll just build one. And of course, since we don't need the infrastructure yet, we could just already start off on the wooden, which will make more transportation, relatively speaking. We are again building like all pretty much here because we are encouraging manufacturing here, and this is why we want to build tall for the extra throughput bonus. We're not being inside someone's market. I would have preferred to be in Russia's market. We still might be able to get into Russia's market once we declare war on these guys and take them and then take the other guys. But for now, we will continue. Slavery banned is now a movement, so we can do that. And we will. Quinine is probably on the list of techs we want to get in the near future. Looks like British is already going for this region, which is the one just regular malaria. Industrialists are powerful. You love to hear it. We're now doubling this bonus for the capitalist investment pool contribution, which is huge. Chef's kiss. These guys are about to be not powerful, so I have to imagine the Liberals win the next election, which is very good for us. We've been kind of waiting on that and, you know, slowly developing. 52 in August, so then we will be able to annex Nejd and then annex Bahrain shortly after, because we did puppet then puppet kind of in a row, and then hopefully we can get into Russia's market, and this would be nice. But we'll see how that goes. Let's take a look at our infamy, because so it's at 4, so we would want to declare some sort of war soon here. We could go for Mahara and then just conquer state, but the problem is we will have to fight Austria, but we think that we can fight Austria. Not really fight Austria, but we think we can just land Mahara and then not get landed ourselves is kind of the thing we're betting on. We could also just try and fight the Ottomans again and go for Trabzon or something. Trabzon's a fine territory. This would be decent. And the main point would be, of course, releasing Iraq for us to puppet. Let's take a look what's expensive in our market and then think about, okay, well, this is expensive enough. How much are dyes is the thing? Okay, so I think that we can get the price of dyes. I think we could swap over, but this is going to be a little bit painful, but we will just do one of our glassworks. We'll swap over to bone china, which will demand a lot more dye, but it will solve the ceramics thing. And it looks like we are solving our shortage of military goods by having our own thing. Let's see how profitable it is. Yeah, it's employing up quite nicely. Slavery is probably going to get banned here, or, I mean, there's no opposition to it, so it's just a matter of time, really, before the slavery gets banned. We can annex these guys. This will take us a little bit of infamy. We'll come out with basically no infamy, and then we'll be able to, you know, maybe get something done. I would really love, man, I really want to get trucial states. The problem here, we can declare a rivalry here, but the problem is they're part of Great Britain, so we would have to poke the bear a little bit. Intelligentsia are now powerful. We see that message off to the side, so now we are doubling their bonuses. Society tech cost, and eventually we're going to get this. Ooh, looks like the interest groups have changed, and the Liberal Party is now separate from the Trade Party. What's this going on? I guess we have an election brewing. We do. Bit I'm a bit disappointed to see the Industrialists break off from the Intelligentsia. We would love to see them all together. I don't know if they can beat the Conservative bloc now, so we'll see. This is a bit unfortunate. Let's take a look. Yeah, the Conservative bloc's out in front. Damn. That's unfortunate. Because we can't... Well, maybe... No, we can't add the Intelligentsia to the government here. We are, of course, unacceptable because of the change in the blocks. Because the guys who were in power were not part of the Conservative government, these landowners. But, yeah. Damn. Unfortunate. Yeah, I'm thinking we should have done things a little bit differently in regards to laws, and now we're kind of stuck on a track that's like pretty mellow, but I think just slower. We're losing a bit of money here. We do not want to run a deficit, not for a long time anyways, so we will decrease construction. The reason being, the interest rate is crippling for unrecognized powers / smaller countries, of which we are both. Well, happy for the free trade party to gain some momentum here. Still, if these two blocks were united, which is what they were for like quite a while, then maybe they win. Both the Liberals and the Free Trade Party. God, unfortunate. Hopefully we get slavery banned here, though. Oh, we don't have any motors in here. We need to solve that. Starting to make money. We're going to dig ourselves out of this and then maybe look to increase construction back up. And we will annex Nejd. And hopefully nobody joins. Generally, people will not stick their finger in your annexing fight. They're really unlikely for you to join plays against your subjects. So we probably get this through without too much of a problem, which is why I didn't save beforehand, but maybe we just get #punished. Good to see that France is looking like they want to join plays with us here. We are going to increase government administration, because we're going to need it either way. We'll switch all these to filing. Expecting them to back down here. Conservative Party wins. Damn. Unfortunate, but now at least we are back to being somewhat legitimate. Looks like we could do this, though. Which this I like. And now, after we get this slavery through, we can start changing some other stuff to help the Intelligentsia / Industrialists. So this will be nice. I think they're -75 fearful, so we are not going to mobilize anymore. -101. Very unlikely this goes through. Life among the lowly. Enactment chance and popularity for the abolitionists. Or interest group approval. I think we like the popularity. Nejd backs down. We get the annex. We go over here and we incorporate. Big money. And now we're looking to do the same to Bahrain. So January of 53, so just like a month from now, we can declare a play against them. Spectacular. What about going for the Trucal states? No, can't do that. Because we have positive relations with Great Britain. So let's stop improving relations. Although I don't think we're ready for that war yet. Not ready for that heat. So we are running a shortage of weapons. Of both types of weapons. Is this fully employed? Not even close. Would one of these be more profitable? This one would be, allegedly. But we'll try it out. Actually, pretty happy to decap the landowners here. No matter what the other consequence of that was. Alright, I think we can land Mahara with 3 boats. So we're just... But the thing is like, Austria joins them. If Austria lands us, we just get smashed. And their demands are probably going to include releasing... Yeah, actually, we just annexed Bahrain, right? Yeah. What am I doing here? We obviously just want to annex Bahrain. What? Austria joins in that? Well, that's not good. I don't quite want to do it. I think we could do... Well, actually, we could not do annexing Bahrain. But we could do this one because we don't have a front with Mahara. So that means we could just land Mahara. And Austria would have to land us, and we could probably prevent them from landing us, but that's like a probably prevent us from landing us. Not, yeah, definitely no problem, no shout that they land us. So... You need clippers, and you... Well, I think our engine thing does need more employment anyways. We'll switch to this. And we will go inside Buildings tab, go to Rural, set these on auto expand, and we can also turn on the rail transport somewhere. But we banned slavery. Very nice. To get that through. Now, we can start swapping other stuff. Now that, well, I guess a lot of the stuff we wanted... Well, we want open borders. This is kind of the only thing, I suppose, that the Industrialists are really good for. We could also go for either one of these, appointed or elected. Appointed would be better short term. Elected would be just nice to get in there for the long term. Why don't we go elected? Which will decrease the cost of our institutions, so I'm kind of keen on, you know, increasing some of this stuff. But, actually, let's cancel this. But that will be something for next episode. For now, we have continued to expand. Very importantly, we did get the corn laws. The kind of big thing that we did this episode is we used the corn laws to get a market liberal on our landowner, which we then use to get Laissez, Faire, and free trade, which is coming along quite nicely. We're trading mostly with Russia because we have a trade agreement with them, and they are adjacent, so it's not hard in the convoys. I suppose we could start trading a lot more to Persia, and so maybe we will start doing that, picking that up in the interim, start trading to Persia and maybe the Ottomans as well, and this sort of thing, with the hopes of, you know, continuing to expand and eventually forming Arabia. We only need to, you know, puppet these guys, kind of, basically, which is not too hard, except for Austria's decided that they don't like us, so big sad. Alright, anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and have a good day.